Hey space explorers, and welcome to the channel. We all know the moon, right? It's that big, beautiful orb hanging in our night sky. We see it almost every night, it pulls our tides, and it's inspired countless myths, songs, and dreams. But how well do we really know our closest celestial neighbor? You might be surprised. The moon is so much more than just a pretty nightlight. It's a world of extremes packed with bizarre phenomena and mind-blowing history. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and dive deep into 10 amazing facts about the moon that will make you look at it in a whole new way. Get ready, because some of these are seriously going to blow your mind. Let's start with a big one. Fact number 1. The moon is actually moving away from us. That's right. Every single year, the moon drifts about 3.8 centimeters, or roughly 1.5 inches, further from Earth. Now that might not sound like much, but over billions of years, it adds up. This is happening because of the tidal interaction between the Earth and the moon. The Earth's rotation is actually slowing down ever so slightly because of the moon's gravitational pull. And this energy transfer is pushing the moon into a higher orbit. Billions of years ago, the moon was much closer, appearing huge in the sky, and our days were much, much shorter. Can you imagine a day lasting only a few hours? It's a slow cosmic dance, but it's happening right now. Next up, fact number 2, the moon has quakes. We call them moonquakes. We tend to think of the moon as a dead, silent rock, but it's geologically active in its own subtle way. Astronauts on the Apollo missions left seismometers on the lunar surface, and they detected thousands of these quakes between 1969 and 1977. There are a few different types. Some are caused by the gravitational pull of the Earth squeezing and stretching the moon. Others are triggered by meteorite impacts. But the most mysterious are the deep moonquakes, happening hundreds of kilometers below the surface. They seem to be tidal in nature, but we still don't fully understand them. It just goes to show there's still a lot of shaking going on up there. Alright, fact number 3 is a bit of a mindbender. The moon has no dark side. I know, we've all heard the phrase, the dark side of the moon, but it's a total misnomer. A more accurate term is the far side of the moon. Think about it. The moon rotates on its axis at the exact same speed that it orbits the Earth. This is called synchronous rotation. The result is that we only ever see one face of the moon from our perspective here on Earth. But the far side isn't always dark. It gets just as much sunlight as the near side does. It just goes through its own day and night cycle. We just never see it from our backyard. It wasn't until 1959, when the Soviet Luna 3 probe flew by, that humanity got its first ever glimpse of the moon's mysterious far side. Now for something that makes the moon truly unique in our solar system. Fact number 4. The moon is disproportionately large for a moon. Our moon is the 5th largest moon in the entire solar system. That's already impressive. But what's really wild is its size relative to its parent planet. The moon's diameter is over a quarter of Earth's diameter. No other moon in the solar system comes close to being that large in comparison to the planet it orbits. For example, Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede, is huge, but it's tiny compared to Jupiter itself. This unusual size ratio is one of the key pieces of evidence supporting the leading theory of the moon's formation, which we'll get to in a bit. It's why some astronomers even refer to the Earth-Moon system as a double planet. Let's talk about the weather, or rather the lack of it. Fact number 5. The moon has some of the most extreme temperature swings in the solar system. Because the moon has virtually no atmosphere to trap heat or distribute it around, the surface temperature varies wildly. During the lunar day, in direct sunlight, the equator can reach a blistering 127 degrees Celsius or 260 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to boil water. But when the sun goes down, and that same spot is plunged into darkness for 2 weeks, the temperature plummets to a bone-chilling minus 173 degrees Celsius or minus 280 Fahrenheit. So if you were ever to visit, your spacesuit would have to handle a temperature difference of 300 degrees. Talk about a world of extremes. Here's a fun one. Fact number 6. The moon smells like gunpowder. This is a weirdly specific detail that came directly from the Apollo astronauts. After their moonwalks, when they returned to the lunar module and took off their helmets, they all reported a very distinct smell. They described the fine gray lunar dust that clung to their suits and boots as smelling like spent gunpowder or wet ashes in a fireplace. This smell is likely caused by the solar wind charged particles from the sun, reacting with the minerals in the lunar soil. Since there's no air or water on the moon to weather these particles, they remain sharp, abrasive, and chemically reactive. It's a sensory detail that really brings the experience of walking on another world to life. Let's talk about a chilling discovery. Fact number 7. There's water ice on the moon. For a long time, scientists thought the moon was completely bone dry. But in recent decades, multiple missions have confirmed the presence of water ice, particularly at the lunar poles. This ice is hiding in permanently shadowed craters, areas near the poles that have not seen direct sunlight in billions of years. These craters are some of the coldest places in the entire solar system. The discovery of water is a massive game-changer for future space exploration. Water can be used for drinking, but it can also be split into hydrogen and oxygen. That gives us breathable air and, crucially, rocket propellant. The moon could one day become a refueling station for missions to Mars and beyond, all thanks to this frozen, hidden resource. Ready for a trip back in time? Fact number 8. The moon is littered with human artifacts. Over the course of the 6 Apollo landings, astronauts left behind a surprising amount of stuff. We're not just talking about the American flags. There are over 96 bags of human waste, multiple rovers, cameras, tools, and scientific equipment. There are even personal mementos, like a photograph of astronaut Charles Duke's family wrapped in plastic and a small silicon disc containing goodwill messages from 73 world leaders. These items are perfectly preserved in the moon's airless environment. In a way, the moon has become an accidental museum of human history, a time capsule of the space race era, just waiting for future archaeologists to study. This next fact is about the moon's rugged good looks. Fact number 9. The tallest mountains on the moon would rival some of the tallest on Earth. You might think of the moon as relatively smooth, apart from its craters, but it has some seriously impressive topography. Mons Huygens, for example, is often cited as the moon's tallest mountain, reaching about 5.5 kilometers or 18,000 feet high. That's taller than any peak in the continental United States. And because the moon has no atmosphere and weaker gravity, the views from these lunar peaks would be unlike anything on Earth. You'd see a pitch-black sky, brilliant, untwinkling stars, and the beautiful blue marble of Earth hanging in the void. It's an astronaut's dream hike. Finally, we've arrived at fact number 10, the grand finale. How did the moon get here? The leading scientific theory is called the giant impact hypothesis. This theory suggests that about 4.5 billion years ago, when our solar system was young and chaotic, a Mars-sized planet, which scientists have nicknamed Theia, slammed into the early Earth. The collision was catastrophic. It would have vaporized Theia and a huge chunk of Earth's crust and mantle. This massive cloud of molten rock and debris was blasted into orbit around our planet. Over time, gravity did its work, pulling all of this material together to form the object that would become our moon. This theory explains the moon's strange size, its chemical composition, and its orbital characteristics better than any other. It's an incredibly violent and spectacular origin story for the serene object we see in our sky. So there you have it. 10 incredible facts that show our moon is far more dynamic, strange, and fascinating than it appears. It's a world that's slowly drifting away, that quakes and smells like gunpowder, that holds frozen water in its shadows, and was born from a cosmic collision of epic proportions. The next time you look up at the night sky and see that familiar silver disk, maybe you'll see it a little differently. You'll see a historical record, a future gas station, and a testament to the wild and wonderful history of our solar system. Thank you so much for joining me on this lunar journey today. If you found these facts as amazing as I do, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the cosmos. And I have to ask, which of these facts surprised you the most? Let me know down in the comments below. Until next time,